Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Azam. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button for everything to do with the Audi A3 S3 8Y generation. Let's quickly have a look and see what we're going to be doing today, shall we? Right, so in the boot we've obviously got a dash cam, but not just any dash cam, it's the Aukey dash cam. I'm not going to go into detail about this, but there's a guy on YouTube, I'll probably link him down below. It's a pretty good dash cam all-rounder, and it was about 90 quid. But what we're going to do that's something different, I guess, is we're going to hardwire it into the car as well. So I've got a separate hardwire kit, and basically show you guys how to connect this up on the 8Y without having too many ugly cables shown around. Box is off. Right, so it's a front and rear kit. So that's the front camera, this is the rear camera. So you can see it's going to kind of go out the back. Right, mount like that, mount like so. You've got your USB cable, which is going to power the back there. 12 volt USB socket if you want to use that. We're obviously going to go with the hardwire because I don't like, well, the less cables on show the better. And then underneath you have the different clips. So these are basically the double-sided sticky pads. So each camera is going to go on one of those. So for example, something along these lines, I'll figure out off camera which one belongs to which camera. You see, obviously the bigger ones must be for the front camera there, right? So the only thing is, what I'm going to try to do something different. You can see these sticky pads are grey, and on the front of the car that would obviously show up when you're looking at the car from the outside. So I'm going to try to see when we get around to mounting it if there's something I can do to resolve that. Then got a really long USB cable. So this one is actually to connect the front camera to the back, and then you've got a power cable, which you can see is a USB cable, micro USB as well. So I'm not going to bother with that one, like I said, because we're going to be using the hardwire kit. Now the dash wire kit we'll get onto a little bit later, but essentially looks a bit complicated. It's really not, and I'll talk you through it when we get onto powering the car in. So this is the end that's going to, well, go and plug into the dash cam. So what I'm going to do is obviously feed this in and get the cable down to where we need to. So in our case we're going to go to the fuse box within the glove box, and then select a ignition switched live, which basically allow us to turn the dash cam on and off based on the car turning on and off. So what I'm going to do is I will start feeding this cable in, and then when we get onto the last part about hardwiring everything in, we'll just basically, I'll explain how these work. It looks a bit scary, it's really not. Before we get started though, what I am going to do is just power everything up, make sure it works, because I don't want to go through the whole wiring process only to find out the camera's buggered. So you can now see we've got the back camera plugged with the cable going into the front main unit, and that's basically where it's getting connected. And then you've got the power cable here. So on the MY20 cars, what you can do is probably just even plug it in there, because it comes with a standard USB port, so you can probably just plug it in directly into there. But on these MY21 cars, they're both USB-C, so you're a bit buggered unless you want to use a connector or something like that. So for now I've got it plugged in on the 12 volt socket. Like I said, you can see this will just start looking horrible by the time everything's wired up, but we are just testing the car. So the idea is it will mount roughly about there. The cables will get hidden, go straight up behind the headliner, all the way around, right into the back, where over there, right in the middle, we'll mount the rear camera. So you can see the rear camera is actually showing up there as well. So if I just do this, hopefully the rear camera will be, you can see it's, oh, it's showing my head, my beautiful face. So yeah, so everything's working, which is good. Now we can crack on and do the long part, which is the wiring aspects. So I'll catch up with you in a sec and show you how we do that. So the first cable that we're going to feed through is the power one. So remember, this is the hardwire kit. So where we're going to hardwire it down to is one of the fuses in this fuse panel, so it's within the glove box. So what we're doing is basically, hopefully you can see this, but you can see the headliner's got a bit of play. So you pry it away, tuck the cable down as much as you can into there. Yes, we're going to come down the A-pillar, either in there if we've got enough slack, or I might just lose some of the cable in there and bring it down the side into there, well, into the glove box, and see where we can get some power. So I'm going to give that a go, and then once it's fed through, it's pretty boring stuff, so I'm not going to bore you with the time lapsing, but you can see, look, straight away there, just basically keep pushing the cable in, and then wherever it's getting stuck, what you can do is, you know how much I love this trusty pry tool, you can just pop it in there just to, you know, get enough slack to get the cable in. I'll just quickly show you. Obviously you can see here I'm trying to put my finger in there, it's not giving me enough slack to get the cable in, so what I'll do is, you can see there, if I do that, it pulls it away enough, and then basically I can start, there you go, getting rid of the cable. So I'll just carry on with that and then show you guys where we're up to. Right guys, so what we've done, we've fed the power cable around down to the glove box area for now, so it's running along there nice and tidy. There's obviously still a little bit so I'm gonna have to do. The reason I'm not worried about this yet is because there's one more cable, if you remember, going to the rear camera, which I have to feed in next. So it comes across, then follows the line of the trim, then these black rubbers, if I just peel it forward, you'll be able to see there the cable's basically running all the way down, and then when it's to a point where you're never really going to see it, pull it across. And now what I'm going to do is figure out how to get into the glove box. You've got this little panel down here which you can identify it by, you should be able to get your hand in there. What you can do is just basically tug on it slightly, like that, and that's come off. Now that has given you access to around about the area where the fuse box is. Put the cable up through there, and in fact I'll just point to it. You'll have a fish around here and have a look at grabbing that cable. So let's just quickly do that. That's basically it. The cables come through, you can see it's come over there. I've taken all the slack out for now just because I prefer it here, although maybe when we come to the end of it I might see if there's a way to just bunch all the cable up and have it sat above this plastic panel, since there's nothing else there. So that's basically the front power cable fed all the way around. So just to recap, it's going up there along the headliner, across into this rubber strip, all the way down, across underneath, up through that void into the glove box. And what we're going to do now is identify the right fuse that's switched on the 12 volt. So I'm going to play it safe and just find the fuse for the existing 12 volt power sockets. Right guys, so going off the description in the manual, the 12 volt socket is number 52, so right up there, which, looking at the diagram, is that big vertical one in the middle, right? So it's a 20 amp fuse. Just flicking over here is basically that big yellow vertical one that's standing there. So what we're going to do first is obviously test is the right fuse, and the easiest way to do this is, we've obviously got our 12 volt power adapter plugged in there. So what I'm going to do is plug in my phone, right, just like so, turn the ignition on, and we can see that it's obviously charging, right? So I'm just going to turn the ignition off and you'll see that disappear. So keep an eye on the top right hand corner. So that's showing you that it's switched with the ignition. So now, because the car's back off again, what I'll do is pull out that yellow fuse, like so. So that's out. Keep that to one side for now. Turn the ignition back on, and my phone, and the phone should not come into charge. Right, so you can see there the ignition's on, the phone's not charging, which obviously means we've got the right fuse, and that means there's 12 volts not got power. So let's just turn that back off. Now that we've got the right fuse, I'll show you the rest of the steps to get this bad boy plugged in. So you've got your positive over here, and then you've got your ground over here with this little spade connector. So I'll show you what to do. Really easy and simple, and actually most of the stuff comes with the kit. So let me just go grab that from the boot and then we'll show you what to do. So the kit comes with a few different connections, and basically it's to cater for the type of fuse that you're going to be putting it on. So basically you've got your male connector here, so I'll just show you, and what we're going to do is find the right fuse type here and then connect it up. So taking that 20 amp fuse that we've got for the 12 volt socket, we'll just line it up until we find one that's roughly the right size. So I mean, just by looking at it, it feels like it's going to be, feels like the spades are the same in this one here. So that's the one we'll use. So I'll just take the rubber band off. This will get its power direct from fuse 52 in the fuse box. So where the 12 volt previously comes and gives power, what it will do is naturally come into there, tap into there, give the power, and at the same time you put this fuse back in just so it completes the loop, and then all your 12 volt sockets will come back to use. So just like so, that's gone in there. Now what we're going to do is plug this back into the fuse box in that vertical area where fuse 52 came out from, and then connect. In fact, let's just connect this side up first, just like so. So that's that part connected. Now once you've put your 20 amp fuse into there, what you want to do with the other side is put in the fuse just for the dash cam. Right, so just like that. And then what we're going to do is plug this back in to the vertical slot at the top. Now we plugged it back into the vertical slot. To complete the rest of the dash cam, what we're going to have to do is wire in this ground cable. So to be honest, you just connect it to anywhere that's got metal contact with the body. So I found a nice little bolt up there which I'm going to loosen, and then you can see the metal contact behind it. So I'm going to wedge it behind there and tighten it back down. Now just before we carry on with that, the next step to test is, obviously we took out the 12 volt fuse. Does everything to do with the 12 volt system still work? So let's turn that on and check, and my phone should light back up. And there you go, you can see the phone is still charging, right? So everything's good from that front. Now what we'll do, like I said, is I'll just quickly put that back there, put that behind there, tighten it down, and then we're good with the power side of things. Right, that's now done. You can see got the spade connector connected up there. Now what should happen is, as I turn this on, the dash cam should turn on. Yep, you've got your green blinking lights, and in a few seconds, there you go, you've heard it, it's turned on. So good stuff. Now what I'm going to obviously do is tidy all of this up and put the panel back on so it looks neat and tidy. Right guys, so what I've done, I basically just bunched the cable up and then used a cable tie, bunched it up, tied it up, and then just tucked it down here. It's all plastic. This is, I guess, where the airflow for the heating system goes downwards, so it's all safe, and there's quite a lot of access behind there. So that's all done, nicely tucked away. Now what we'll do is just clip this cover back on. So as simple as that. That's the first cable done. So obviously just going to tuck the rest of this behind there so as little of it's on show, and of course you're not going to see that when the door's closed anyway. So I'm really happy with that first bit, and it's hardwired in. Let's go run the second cable now. Right, so we've got the back one done. I had to take a slightly different route, so pretty much it was the same, coming behind the window rubber. Over here what I was struggling with was basically trying to get enough behind here. It's really tight to the headlining, so it was basically really tough to push the cable. So instead what I ended up doing was continue round down the rubber seal and then pry this forwards, and basically the cable's coming down here, then going behind this piece of plastic. Really easy to tuck the cable. Cable comes up through there, back up the rubber, back around, and then as it gets here, you can see there's a little bit on show there, which I'll probably tidy up if I can, but it jumps out there behind the C-pillar. And now there was a lot of cable, I'd probably say about 2 meters or so slack. Luckily there's a void behind here, so I just literally kept pushing it down until it was tight enough. You can see it goes there, around, and basically the back one's mounted already. So You remember me saying that it came with a grey sticky pad, so I'll show you on the front why. You can see here there's a piece of vinyl wrap there, black vinyl wrap, so I'll show you why in a second. Right, so you've got the front camera, you can see you've got the tape, and you can see the horrible grey sticky back that it is at the moment. So what I've done is roughly cut a piece of black vinyl, and what I'm going to do is peel this off, stick the vinyl on, and then trim it down while it's still not on the windscreen. And then once it's trimmed down, pretty much just plug those cables back in and stick it on, depending on where looks the best positioning through the dashcam view. So let me just do that, and then I'll quickly show you guys what it looks like. So there we have it mounted. I'll try to tidy those cables up as much as possible. You can see the bit of vinyl wrap that's around the edges. And there you go, you can kind of see it from the outside. It's not bad. It's not bad. Definitely less noticeable than what a grey one would be. So I hope you found that video useful, guys. It's probably one of the only ones showing you on this shape right now how to do the hard wiring. Now, apologies, I didn't want to bore you guys with running the cable, putting it on time lapse. That stuff's not interesting. I just prefer to show you guys the routes that I chose and the process behind it. What I'll do, for those of you that are interested in the camera, like I said, there'll be a link below, but right at the end of the video I'll just stick in some clips from when we've gone out driving, so you guys can have a sample of it. Until then, guys, what we'll do, we'll leave it here for now, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.